me tell you something, brother. This might be the best OG Kush I've ever had. Ooh. Ooh, yeah. You just said a mouthful, brother. I'm higher than helicopter butt. Listen, though, Hulkster. Young Lurch has been running his mouth on that podcast. Blaze the Bingo Hall podcast needs to show some respect to the veterans, brother. I say we run in there and show Young Lurch and his guest just exactly who the OGs of this game are, What you gonna do, Blaze the Bingo Hall podcast, when the Macho Man and the Hulkster run wild on you? Ooh, yeah. Give me like 10 minutes, though, because I'm really stoned. Oh, yeah.
As always, welcome in the Blaze the Bingo Hall. It's your host with the most, Young Lurch. Today, we are joined by our special guest on his fourth appearance because he has carte blanche here at the Bingo Hall, Mr. One Man Kru. One Man Kru, welcome back to the Bingo Hall, my friend.
Pleasure to be back, bro.
Yes, sir. I also want to give a shout out to our sponsor real quick before we get started, which is St. Anke Flowers. They are a health and wellness company nationwide. You can use that QR code right there, get 10% off of your order, and get all type of great products sent to your home. If you're looking to, take care of your body, take care of your health and your wealth, there you go. So, my friend, One Man Kru, we're back. Again, this is the fourth appearance of One Man Kru in the Bingo Hall. Welcome back, Kru. How does it feel to be back in Blaze the Bingo Hall for the fourth time?
It feels like a homecoming.
Hell yeah.
Because I always feel welcome when I'm here, man.
Hell yeah. You are always welcome. Like I said, you're always welcome to come back anytime. You got some updates or you got some, some things you want to spill out into the universe. And, it's always good to have you here, man. But like I said, let's get right into it. Seven's King of the Death Match moment. What was going through your head during your retirement speech before Dale Patrick's rudely interrupted?
Whoa, what was going through my head was, fuck, I hope I don't forget the rest of this promo. So I had like little bullet points written on my fucking hand right here.
Okay.
And people called that shit out.
I was going to say, so that you did get called out on that then, because I did see someone say you had something written on your wrist.
Yeah, I was like, I had 4 words written down as like to remind me of what it was.
Yeah.
But I didn't have a whole goddamn promo written on my hand. Like they're like, One Man Kru writes promos on his hand. I'm like, well, if I wrote a fucking promo on my hand, it wouldn't be able to fit.
Yeah, shout out to whoever that was that called that out. I see that, and you're like, I did. You're like, I do. Or whatever.
Yeah, I was like, I did. I didn't know that was possible.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Hey, there's eagle eyes out there watching it at all times. See it picking up on every little moment, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. So yeah, the thing. Well, that did not go as planned because Dale couldn't hear the fucking cue, so he came out like way too fucking early, and I didn't even know he was in the ring already. And he was never supposed to touch me or hit me with anything. I was just supposed to get out of the ring, like chicken shit heel tactics. The whole thing fucked everything up, but the fans liked it. They like seeing me get hit with the light tube and shit like that. So I mean, it's whatever. But yeah, like it did not go according to plan.
Yeah, so when he cracked you, that wasn't planned. That was kind of, I guess, a complete shock to you, right?
Yeah, I was.
It seemed like you had, like you said, you had more to say. So obviously, you had more to burn down, I guess, at that point, because everybody genuinely, they were cheering One Man Kru, one more match, like all they were cheering it all, bro. Like, and you were just literally milking them for everything.
Oh yeah, that's what a good heel does. Like. They were already thinking I was gonna turn babyface, so I was like, "Well, let's see how I can fix this." Because I accidentally kind of got myself over with people, and I'm supposed to be a heel. I'm not supposed to be getting over. I'm supposed to be getting heat. So I was like, I called Mike. I was like, "Hey, man, let's do this retirement angle. That way, they'll think, they think I'm turning babyface, and I'm just gonna swerve them, tell them I'm retiring, and then fucking call them a bunch of idiots for believing it."
Yeah,
and he liked that idea.
Yeah, even before that show, you had everyone in the comment section telling you farewell and happy retirement. I even sent you a personal message, and I was
Yeah.
like, motherfucker, like, yeah, man, you had everybody, like, but yeah, it was definitely a good little watch there. But did you have a message for Dale right after that ambush, like, or
Well, I talked to him backstage. Like he was going through some things, in his personal life, and also he had a lot of pressure on him because he was in the finals of that tournament match. So
I'm
I
sure.
didn't bother him too much about it. I just said, "Hey, man, I was you came in too early," and he apologized to me. It was all good. I showed him love and shit because of what he's going through and stuff, and he was cool. He was real cool about it. He was apologetic, and yeah, it was. He's a good dude.
Were you seriously ever considering retirement, or was that moment more like symbolic frustration, maybe with the business, or I know you do have like legit injuries, like you noted during some of that retirement, but
Yeah, I do, and yes, I have. I have considered retiring for years now.
mhm.
And, like I keep like planning to retire, and then like something will pull me right back in and draw me right back into the fucking fold. And this angle that I did, like really kind of lit a fire under me to want to keep doing some things. But I know my body is just like totally fucked, like to the point where I probably should have gave up this business like years ago. But I love this shit, man. I mean, I love working people. I love getting heat. I love fucking entertaining people. And there's just something about wrestling that's different than other forms of entertainment.
Yeah, I know you mentioned last time that it kind of taught you how to really work for real. You know what I mean? To be able to be limited, I guess, in the ring, right?
Yeah, injuries have taught me how to work. And when I say work, like a lot of fans, they don't know what that means. They think like work rate or
Yeah,
no, working is convincing people that something that's fake is real. And I work people. I'm a worker. That's the difference between me and most people on fucking independence is when you see most people in the ring, you could see right through it. It's very uh performative, I guess you would say. It's,
yeah, like kind of like they phone it in, or it's like it's very like from the sales world. I always say like FSG, which stands for fucking sales guy, which is like very like robotic, like going through the motions. So like you can pick up on that when it's not.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like they were told to do things a certain way, and it's like they get in there and it's like cookie cutter bullshit. Like you
yeah.
can't believe it. Like everybody does it. It looks so phony and so hokey. That's why I work the way I work. Is because I try to make my shit look real.
Yeah.
And I try to not only make it look real, but make people believe that something real is happening within that.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, is to get them for that, time to disbelieve what's really happening, and kind of, go all in on what the moment, I guess. But some people, like you said, are cookie cutter, and it's kind of like they have a preordained thing that they do, or they know they're going to do, and if that doesn't work, then they just keep on doing it. And it's like you got to learn to be able to work on the fly, or be able to pivot in the moment. And some people kind of fold, I guess, under those
Yeah.
types of situations.
Like, don't get me wrong, there is a right and a wrong way to do certain things, but there isn't a right or wrong way to do a match. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter what you do in that ring. I mean, you could make the most out of the least as long as you're getting the baby face over and telling a story. It doesn't matter. That's why you don't see me fucking jumping off balconies or jumping off the top rope or taking crazy bumps or doing unnecessary shit because I don't have to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know how to get a baby face over. I know how to get over. Like it's all you gotta do is look like you're really trying to win. If you're trying to get over, you
Yeah.
make yourself look like you're in peril. The heel is got you to where it looks like you're not gonna win this fucking thing, and then boom, out of nowhere, you fucking catch them with something, or you fight back. Like, even when you're getting beat down, you get up, you put your fists up like motherfucker. There's ways to tell a story and to make this shit look real and believable, and without having to do a bunch of bullshit. And that's why old heads like Jim Cornette and Ricky Morton and guys like that frown upon all this shit, is because they know that's the way the business is supposed to be.
Yeah.
And then you got these young punks, in the business today, that are like talking shit about them, like, no, this is the way it is. The business has changed. Yeah, the business has changed because they let marks wrestle now.
It's kind of like that adage, like what's old is new and what's new is old again. You know what I mean? And it keeps like coming back, because like Ricky Morton's still working because he can use that psychology that he knows what to get over, or knows how to do it, and can keep making money and keep having longevity, versus, like you said, someone might do a spot off of a building or something crazy. And it's like, what happens if you can't wrestle after that, or you're done?
Yeah.
Like no one cares about that spot anymore after so much time. I mean,
No, they don't.
let's face it, like, people don't care anymore. It's like
Dude.
we're in such a consumption era of life that's like they kind of there it goes. You know what I mean? They don't care.
Yeah. What you do the night of that people are there, that's what they're gonna care about.
Yeah.
And if you're fucking around doing something stupid like jumping off something, that takes away that's disrespectful to every other guy on the card, because like they're not gonna do that, or they didn't do that. And then you're like trying to fucking one up them by doing something stupid that could risk injuring yourself and the guy you're doing it to.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I mean, I get fans like seeing that shit. I did too when I was a kid. I used to like New Jack jumping off balconies and shit like that. But I didn't realize that one day it would catch up with him to the point where he actually died because of it. Like, he had to have surgery on his leg from doing that shit, and then he ended up having a blood clot and dying from it.
Damn. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like people don't care about that though. Like at the end of the day, like they're just like, oh, we got our match, we got our 15, 20 minutes out of it, and then we go home and we go on about our life. And it's like, these people are real at the end of the day. And when they're giving you their bodies and putting their life on the line, it's like, it sucks sometimes when you see shit like that happen. It's like,
Yeah, because the fans are not paying to see fucking crash test dummies. They're paying to see wrestling.
yeah.
Yeah, they're paying to see what the promos sold, which is a fight or a wrestling match or whatever. Like, any of that extra shit is just like fucking unnecessary. And I get that, like, they want to top themselves and do something that is going to be unforgettable. Well, guess what? New Jack fucking jumped off a balcony 100 fucking times, and guess how many people forgot about it already?
Yeah.
Because it's not current. I mean, they'll go on YouTube and watch a highlight reel of it or something like that, but then what are they doing after that? They go jack off to chicks with dicks or something. I mean,
do you think that moment reignited something in you, or was that the final nail in the coffin of your in-ring career?
I think it did. I think it reignited something in me, to where it's like, oh yeah, watching the King of the Death matches really lit a fire under me, because I was sitting at the gimmick table watching the whole fucking show, and I was that Necro Butcher and Dread match. I was like, God damn, that shit was crazy, man. I
Fucking
loved it.
Storytelling at its finest, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
good.
I was actually I was asked to, I'm not gonna say who did it, because I don't want to put anybody on blast, but I was asked to be involved in that match in some way, but I couldn't do it because of what was already planned for me, because it would have ruined that. But man, I would have loved to have been a part of that match,
Oh yeah. Yeah,
even in a small little capacity.
That match was fucking brutal. Yeah, that's to say the least.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was like, man, I want to work with Necro Butcher. That shit's dope.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people have been getting their shot lately to step in the ring with him. I know he was just recently at Carnage Cup this past weekend, and his hand was like the size of a fucking watermelon because it was just swollen from just throwing haymakers. And like he said, his opponent hit his hand with their head. He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's crazy. But since your last appearance, you've been in a brutal Taipei death match with Tim Strange. He cut you pretty bad behind the ear. Walk me through that night. Let me go ahead and pull up a picture here. This is the aftermath of this match. Let's go ahead, and anyone who's gruesome or squeamish, you might want to turn away because it's a pretty gnarly little cut right there.
Yeah, I got 5 stitches in my ear. I don't know if you can see it here.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, let's see. Oof.
Yeah, it's healed up now, but I had 5 stitches in my ear. Yeah, what happened was I got cut with the glass on his fist. He had hit me in the side of the head, and I should have ducked it, but I just ate it because I was like, well, fuck, I'm just gonna get color, but I didn't need to.
Yeah.
Because it was already cut for real, so I was just like, all right.
Yeah, that was a gnarly little cut you had there. Like I said, I guess you're lucky to still have your ear because I guess they could have pretty much severed that whole thing right off.
Yeah, they said that I might lose my ear when I went to the emergency room to get it stitched up because it wouldn't stop bleeding for 7 hours.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because I had took aspirin, for when
Yeah.
this old trick, an old school wrestling trick that if you want to bleed a lot, take aspirin before a match. So I took some aspirin and it ended up biting me in the ass because I couldn't get the fucker to stop bleeding. So I had to go to the emergency room and get it stitched up. Necro was making fun of me for it. I was like, dude, I don't give a fuck what you or anybody else thinks. I'm going to get this shit fixed because they're not even, because he was like, dude, you're going to miss your fucking flight. I was like, they're not even going to let me on the fucking flight if I'm bleeding all over the fucking place, bro.
Right. Yeah. You're sitting there like this, bleeding everywhere. Like, sir, you have an issue here.
Yeah. So I went and got
he-
that shit stitched up, and he was like, he was convinced that I would not get in and out of there in time to go to catch my flight, but I was in and out of there in like an hour and a half.
Damn.
So,
And that was in Jersey, right?
yeah, when I came back to the hotel room, he was like, I can't fucking believe that you're back already. Yeah, he's fucking funny.
I see his style. He just he gets cut and then just takes like a towel or something and wraps it around his head and just goes and sits down as he's still got blood. It's like, bro.
Yeah, that's an old school thing too. Like, one of the things is to take a bandage, fucking get some blood on it, and turn it inside out to where the blood's on the outside. When you do a run in or something after you've been, gigged or cut or whatever, you just go out there. It makes it look like your cut is even worse than it really is.
Yeah.
But yeah, Necro's a cool motherfucker, man. He's like, I'm still gonna make fun of you for it.
Yeah, he'll probably never let you live that down. Like, remember
No.
when you went to the hospital?
Yeah, he was fucking with me about it in Indianapolis.
Hell yeah. How do you mentally prepare for a match like that, knowing that you're going to bleed a lot? Obviously, you say you prepare, with some old school tricks like taking some aspirin and stuff. But I guess is there a different gear you have to switch things into to know, like, hey, this is going to be a brutal fight?
Well, when I was in LA and I wrestled Masada, I did not take aspirin, and people were complaining that there wasn't enough blood in that match. I actually gigged in that match, but it didn't bleed. So that's why the next time I took some aspirin to make sure it fucking bled. And like I said, it bit me in the ass. But going into these matches, man, I already know what it's going to be. And I'm not scared of it. I mean, I've boxed before. I've trained in martial arts my whole life. I'm not scared to get my ass kicked. I never have been. So I just go in there like it's any other kind of fight or something, and with that mentality, like, okay, I'm gonna go in there. This motherfucker's gonna give it to me. I'm gonna give it to him right back, and that's just it. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. Is there a mutual respect between you and Tim after that fight, or is there still any lingering tension?
Well, I already respected Tim before the thing, you know. I just think that having that match with him really, solidified our friendship. You know what I mean? Because he's a really good guy, and he helped me with the cut and everything. Like he's a really solid dude.
Yeah, Tim's definitely a good guy. Like I was telling you before that, I just had him in recently and he had nothing but, great things to say about you. So,
Oh, likewise, man. I
yeah.
love that guy too. He's great. He's a cool motherfucker. He really is.
Do you think the deathmatch scene is evolving or losing its identity right now?
Uh, well, that's kind of a loaded question because the real answer I want to say I can't really say because it's like not politically correct.
Mhm.
But let's just say that it's going into a different identity than I'd like it to be.
Okay. I guess it's not what it used to be when you broke in, right?
No, the whole business is fucked.
Yeah.
It's being overrun by a group of people that are just they like to pretend they're the fucking voice of reason and the voice of morality, but it's actually quite the opposite.
Yeah, the morality police.
Yeah.
What's your take on some fans saying that things have become, I guess we were talking, you were saying this earlier, like I guess too performative and less about the fight itself.
Well, what do you mean, like with the promos and stuff?
Just with anything as far as like, like kind of like how they go through the motions or it's cookie cutter and
Oh,
it
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, well, you're right. Yeah, like when the blow up doll shit. I
Oh yeah.
fucking hate that bullshit. Like I was watching it, I was on Reels, like Instagram Reels, and I came across some Japanese motherfucker wrestling a blow up doll.
Hmm.
It's like, all right, well, this screams wrestling is fake more than anything. I mean, the
That
the whole idea
and
of
then
wrestling.
the invisible man is also the same
Yeah,
kind of
I
category.
I hate that shit. Like
Yeah.
it's just like we might as well put a sign outside the fucking building like, "Hey, come see fake shit.
Yeah.
Pay money to sit in a chair that you don't want to sit in because it's uncomfortable as fuck to eat food that you don't want to eat, to watch a bunch of bullshit you don't want to watch
Yeah.
that you can watch on TV for free." It's just you got to make people want to come see the shit. And I understand that like wrestling fans that are like aware that it's a work. Like they call it like what do they call it? Audience sophistication or whatever, but it's really the reason it's that way is because motherfuckers tell people like I'm guilty of it too because I'm shooting with you on this thing, right?
Yeah.
But you have too many people like at this point, man, it's already over with. Like what is there to protect?
Yeah.
Like 10, 20 years ago, I would never be doing something like this. But nowadays, everybody knows like Vince McMahon said it was a work on fucking TV back when I fucking got before I even got into business. But I mean, okay, it's a work, but we can still protect this thing. We could still present it as a combat sport, as a legitimate sporting event where people are trying to win. You know what I mean? Even
Yeah.
though everybody knows the finishes are predetermined. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a fucking sport where motherfuckers are trying to win. But now you got so much fucking theatrical bullshit in the middle of a match that's like, okay, dude, like clearly this ain't a goddamn athletic contest. This is a bunch of jack-offs fucking pretending to be pro wrestlers.
Gymnastics sometimes is what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I don't like AEW because it's like, okay, well, this shit, clearly these motherfuckers are cooperating. Otherwise, this shit would not
Would
be this
never
fucking.
happen. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like let me use you as a base to go do this and this and this just to attack you in this way. And it's like you would never do that in a fight or any other like sort of combat. So it totally takes like you and probably me, it takes me out of it. So yeah, I totally understand that.
That's why I like Necro Butcher, because that motherfucker goes in the ring and he beats the fuck out of people, and they beat the fuck out of him, and he
He
takes
goes
it as much as he gives it.
he goes in there and fights. Yeah.
Like, there ain't nothing fake about fucking Necro Butcher. There ain't nothing fake about Masada. Like, me and that motherfucker went in the ring and beat the shit out of each other, and all over the fucking building too. And so that's one of the things I like about deathmatch wrestling is like this shit's real. I mean, it's still predetermined, and that's what makes it a work. But like, you go in there and you get fucked up for real, man.
Yeah. Real fucking risk.
Yeah, so that's kind of why I've gravitated toward that, because the way the business is, the outside of deathmatch shit is so fucking hokey and so corny, and it's so fucking phony as fuck that it's just hard for me to fucking immerse myself in it and be taken seriously and take myself seriously, because it's pretty bad when I go to an independent show and fans walk up to me and they're like, "Man, you're like the realest motherfucker here." Like, just everything about you, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you wrestle, like you're like old school, like you're a real wrestler.
Yeah.
That's what they tell me. That's what fans tell me at these little small independent shows. So I'm like, well, if they're telling me that, and they're telling me I'm different than all these other guys on this card, maybe I need to be somewhere else doing this shit.
Yeah.
So that's why I came to deathmatch, because I was like, well, I've done some death matches in Japan and Mexico, so maybe I could do it here and maybe have a future in wrestling here. Otherwise, I'd just rather just retire,
Yeah.
because I hate what the business has become. To go
Yeah.
back to what we are talking about.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk online. There's been a lot of controversy online about promoters not paying talent. What's your stance on that issue?
Well, we can dive down the rabbit hole all the way to the beginning of the fucking business on that, because that's been a problem since day one in wrestling. Because it's always a matter of, you got a talent and a promoter. The talent always values themselves higher than what the promoter wants to pay, and sometimes the promoter, they don't draw enough money to be able to fucking pay, which you're supposed to have the money up front to pay the talent. But sometimes shit gets fucked up. Like Paul Heyman, he owed motherfuckers like $50,000 and more, and he ended up having to fold, but he ended up getting all those guys jobs in WWE. So, except Shane Douglas.
Yeah, and a
But
few
I mean,
others. I know there's a
yeah,
lot of them. They're like, he didn't take me with him. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, it's fucked up, but it is what it is. It's always going to
yeah,
be a part of the wrestling business.
yeah. I know you've said in the past that you'd work for anyone that would treat you right. Is that still the case?
Yeah, yeah. If a promoter wants to pay me, wants to pay for my transportation, like fly me out or whatever, or rent a car for me or whatever, like if they pay me, and I require a deposit, like half, you know, before I go there and half when I show up. Otherwise, I don't work. If they want to treat me like a professional, like a star, and treat me like they would anybody else that's been on TV, then I'll work for them. But if not, then I really don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Do you think the lack of professionalism from certain promoters is hurting the whole scene's credibility overall?
It is. It does, because it has, like I said, they let marks wrestle now because they'll do it for nothing.
Yeah.
And they don't, the less they have to pay, the more money they can make, or the more money they don't lose on a show, because a lot of promoters lose their ass. But ultimately, man, as far as fans and shit go, like, everybody wants to peek behind the curtain, but the fans, they're not owed any of that. They're not owed anything. All they are owed is when they buy their ticket and come through the door is to see wrestlers in the ring wrestling each other. That's all they're owed. So I understand the fans always want to know what's going on backstage, but if they had spent as much time and energy focusing on what's going on around them and in their life as they did, if they spent as much as they did focusing on the integrity of what goes on behind the scenes in pro wrestling, the world would be a hell of a lot better place.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like everybody always thinks that they have to be in the know or they have to know everything, but some things are better not known. You know what I mean? Especially from a fan's perspective, it's like you don't always want to know all the inner grimy details of everything, because then it'll probably change your view or your perception on it overall. You know, the whole thing. So
Yeah, because if they knew the truth about how much wrestlers actually make, they'd be shocked. I mean,
yeah,
if they knew the real true ins and outs of wrestling, they'd be fucking horrified. But they
yeah,
don't need to know that because it ain't none of their fucking business. All their business is to buy a ticket and watch the show or
yeah.
buy a live stream.
There's plenty of people that, you know, they'll see a wrestler on any type of stream, whether it's like GCW or whatever, and it's an independent still, and they're like, oh, they made it. You know, they're a star now. And it's like, at the end of the day, a lot of these people still have real jobs, you know, like
Dude, like that's another thing about the perception of these independent companies. Like GCW, like I get it, like they got a fucking Triller deal or whatever. The truth is, unless you're on fucking network fucking TV prime time, you ain't shit but another independent. That's just how it is.
Yep.
If you're not on fucking a major cable channel in a prime time slot, you're just another indie.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah. So,
just what it is. And these independent promoters, there are different levels to it. Yeah, some of them have a bigger fan base. Some of them have a bigger perception because of the way they book things. Some of them have a bigger reach because of social media, because of live streaming, because promoters are willing to go out and do the legwork to get it over and get eyes on the product. Every promoter has the same opportunity to go out there and make something of their promotion. But at the end of the day, they're all just small operations, mostly one man operations or two man operations. And when you're dealing with a small scale company like that, mistakes are going to be made. Sometimes people are going to not get paid, or people are going to owe money or something like that. That just goes with the territory. Like, these promoters are human beings, you know? It's not fair for the fans to turn on them because they're trying to provide the top-notch quality product they can for the fans, and it's like draining them of all their energy and everything. You know, it's not fair to go and talk shit about this promoter or that promoter about his personal life. It's just, all you got to do is focus on the actual wrestling product. As long as that promoter is putting on a good show and you're buying a ticket and you're happy with the show, that's all that matters, in my opinion.
yeah. I think that's where all the infight comes amongst the fans, is that they get too caught up in that shit and don't realize that the point is that it's a product that you should be able to enjoy or, you know, watch and have some release from, versus sitting there fighting about, oh, this, and it's like, it doesn't get us anywhere at the end of the day, I guess. So it's kind of
No, I
pointless.
mean,
Yeah.
it's okay to like not like the show, like if
Mhm.
it's the actual show, like what they're putting on the show, how they're using people. Like, it's okay to have an opinion about that because you're paying to see that, right? Like, if you go to a show and it's a bunch of fucking LGBT woke shit and you don't like it, that's your prerogative to voice your opinion about that because you paid to see that. But like, the ins and outs of fucking what's going on backstage, that's off limits to fans, I think.
Yeah.
That's
So to
between the wrestlers and the talent and the crew and all that shit.
yeah. So to switch gears, we talked the last time that you were here about Raj Jackson, because that was a fresh subject that was just happening. The Raja Jackson Psycho Stu incident, for people who may not know, Raja has been charged, but it seems no one's talking about it anymore. What's your take on it and how things have been handled?
I think it was handled perfectly. I mean, perfectly. It was okay. Yeah, let's arrest this motherfucker and charge him for doing this. That's how it should have been handled. Kind of disappointed how long it took to do that, but they got enough evidence. They sent it to a fucking prosecutor, and the prosecutor put out a fucking warrant, and then they went and got him. So that's exactly how it should have been handled. He should have been fucking arrested and prosecuted for that.
Do you think the wrestling community tends to move too quickly when serious things happen?
Well, we live in a society of instant gratification. Everybody's got like a memory of a fucking goldfish. It's like Finding Dory or some shit, Finding Nemo shit. You know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers will be focused on one thing 1 minute, then the next minute they're fucking jacking off to chicks with dicks.
Yeah.
I know I already said that earlier, but it's the truth, man. Like,
yeah, it's just crazy how, like I said, that was just such a big thing. Everybody was talking about it. And it's like, I haven't heard anything about it since he got arrested, I guess. And it's just like, oh, that's irrelevant. You know, on to the next new dirt subject or whatever's happening.
Well, because the outrage was because he hadn't been arrested yet. And then once he got arrested, everybody like blew their load and was like, okay, yeah, I'm finished now with this shit.
Yeah.
This is like kind of how it is with that, but
yeah, it just goes to show. I feel like that a lot of the uproar people, they really don't care. You know, it's just they're just trying to tag on to get some clout or some sort of, I guess, pile on to what's happening. You know, that's relevant. But it's like, again, the people don't really give a shit. They just want to, you know, I guess, talk about whatever's current at the moment.
Yeah, they do.
What do you think about the situation says about accountability in the wrestling and indie wrestling, I guess, specifically?
Well, I believe that if we're talking about the Roger Jackson thing still, when things like that happen, let's say like a fan got beat up or something, like not just the Roger Jackson situation. Let's say some horrific thing happened to somebody else, you know, when those kind of things happen, if the promoters don't take measures to make sure those things don't happen or they enable those things, then yes, absolutely, they should be held accountable for it.
Do you think social media has helped or hurt the art form of deathmatch wrestling or just wrestling in general?
I think it's hurt it a lot. I mean, it's helped it and hurt it. It's helped it because it's helped get eyes on it. You know, like when you're scrolling through reels and all of a sudden you see a motherfucker like jumping off a goddamn building through a flaming glass into a bed of a truck. Yeah, that brings a lot of eyes on it, and then people are like, "What the fuck is this?" And then they look up more shit. That helps, but at the same time, when you see that with these little clips of like crazy ass shit like that, people start to expect that. So now they're going to a show expecting to see car crashes every goddamn time. And that's just not how the business is. It's not how it should be. It's very high risk. Wrestlers getting in the ring, just getting in the ring is risky enough as it is. You know, you're literally risking life and limb just getting in the fucking ring. But then you put on top of it the weapons, the fucking wrestling moves, the insane fucking bumps and glass and fire and all that shit, man. It ups the risk. So when you're expecting to see motherfuckers damn near die every fucking time, that's bad for the business.
Yeah.
It hurts the business. It hurts the wrestlers because now we're having to go out there and fuck ourselves up even more to appease this audience who isn't even our audience. They saw some shit on fucking social media and then they buy a ticket to a show. Now they're expecting to see that. Or fans of it already, they'd be scrolling through them clips or highlight reels of that kind of shit, and then they're expecting that every time.
Yeah.
So in a way, it's hurt the business a lot. But it's kind of like a, really, to be truthful about it, it's kind of like Bullet Bob Armstrong said about cable TV. He said this is going to be the thing that brings the business to the next level, but it's also going to be the thing that fucking kills the business.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I was listening to Cornette earlier today, and he was saying something about Tommy Rich coming into like Terry Funk's territory or something. And it was when I guess they were just starting to get on TV or whatever. And Terry Funk had said, "This is what's going to kill the business," because when Tommy Rich showed up, all the fans ran screaming over to him because they have now seen him on TV versus Terry Funk being the local star in his territory. He wasn't getting that same reception because now there's a broader scope and more consumption. And I know that's not deathmatch related, but it's still kind of similar in the way of like how it's helped it and hurt it at the same time.
Yes, because it used to be a bunch of regional territories. I wish to God that I would have been born 20 years sooner, maybe even 30 years sooner. Hell, maybe even 40 years sooner, man. I'd be a fucking wrestler. I believe I would have been a fucking legend in wrestling. Like
To
if
be
I
able to
was
work the
born,
territories.
yeah, if I was a territory wrestler, I believe I would have been like a fucking, I believe I would have been a big star because of my promos. But you were able to go from these different regional territories and make a living. You could stay there for 6 months or 3 months or a year or longer, and then just, when your time was up, when you've run your course there, you just go on to the next territory, go get over there, make money there, and when it's run its course there, you jump to the next territory. You had so many options of places to go work.
Yeah.
You could go down to Puerto Rico and make money. You could go to Japan and make money. You could go to UK and make money. You could go to Germany and you can go anywhere in the world and make money back then. Wrestling. There was money to be made. Now there's no fucking money to be made. Unless somebody really wants you real bad and is willing to pay you to come and do it. I mean, which is hard to do that now.
Yeah, it's a totally different game now. Like you said, with the way I guess the bigs like AEW and WWE, they've siphoned everything out, and not really AEW because they're kind of new, but I guess in a way, like it's hard for anybody to ever have that again as far as territories go and that type of scene.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, it's kind of, in a way, it's kind of becoming similar to that with, you have a lot of places to work now. But the thing is, these promoters have the leverage because they're like, oh, I'm giving you an opportunity or whatever, or I can get these marks to work for free. So, I mean, the leverage is in the promoter's hands.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to work somewhere. And now the promoters, they have the power, especially if they have any kind of fucking TV or anything, like any kind of huge platform with a big fan base. They have the leverage to say what they're going to pay you, if they're going to pay you, if they're going to fly you, if you got to drive yourself, if they're going to pay your fucking hotel or not. Like they have the leverage.
Yeah, and then it really gets clouded, like you mentioned, when you have like marks or people that are willing to do it for less or for nothing just because they want that exposure, or they want like I want to be booked against this person or whatever, so I'll do it for nothing. And then like if a promoter or someone knows they have that leverage over you, it just creates a spiral of lessening the quality while also just kind of, like I said, clouding the whole product in itself. Because
Yeah, and then like if you're being nice to a promoter, like you're trying to help a local promoter, and like you lower your price or you do them a favor or something, then they like think that's the way it is every goddamn time. And it's like, no, dude, I was helping you out. And then now I need to charge you money because I'm a real pro wrestler. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like all these fucking local jabronis that you book. Like, I've been all over the world making a living at this shit. Like, I've been doing this shit 25 years. When I got in the business, they didn't let marks wrestle.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's another thing. That's like I said, like, the wrestler always has a higher opinion of himself and his work and his body of work than the promoters ever will. So,
Yeah. So to switch gears, you recently stepped into a different arena, acting in a local Ohio theater, the same one your grandfather used to perform in. How did that
Yeah.
opportunity come about? Let me pull this up. It's called Death Trap. And there you are. Let me pull this one up. There we go. That's the one I like.
I look like Cactus Jack or something in that one picture.
We did talk when we first scheduled this. You said if there's anything you want or any other questions you want to ask, I said, yeah, can you wear the wig when you come to the bingo hall? You said they wouldn't let you.
Man, fuck that wig, bro. I had to glue that fucker to my head every night for that show.
Oh, man.
And we did 7 of them, 6 for the public and a private show for family and friends. And then we did some dress rehearsals. How that thing came about was like I had auditioned for it and I got the part. It was like one of the leads. There's 2 lead parts. The part of Sidney Brule is the main lead character. He has 5 scenes. I have 4 scenes because I'm the other lead. I played Clifford Anderson, and Sidney Brule and Clifford Anderson are 2 playwrights who are in a homosexual relationship with each other. It was written by a Jewish atheist.
Holy crap.
And
that's a mouthful.
Yeah, it was, but it was legitimately, it was written by a Jewish atheist named Ira Levin. And I was really stoked to perform at that theater, so I would have done anything pretty much to any role I would have played. Just to be able to walk in my grandfather's shoes and be in that theater and perform for people. And then lo and behold, I discovered I'm actually really good at acting. This role of Clifford Anderson, there were so many layers to that character. Because there was the front that he was putting on to Sydney's wife. Then there was the front he was putting on to Sydney. Then there was his true evil self that's revealed at the end. He's the heavy or the heel. He's the real bad guy in this thing. So it was real fun to play. I just, there's some shit that made me uncomfortable in it that I just kind of had to deal with. But it was a good experience overall, man. I enjoyed it.
Did performing on a stage feel similar to performing in the ring, or is it completely different?
It is completely different, but I did utilize some of the stuff that I learned in wrestling on stage. And part of the reason I got cast is because when I approached the audition, when I read the script, I remember when I got into business, I was taught if you think you're going too slow, go slower. So I just read the dialogue slowly so I could have enough time to think and process the words and act it out as I was, reading it. So I believe that's what got me cast.
Okay. How did it feel to follow in your grandfather's footsteps in that very same theater?
It felt great, man. Like I got emotional a couple times about it. Like there was times when I go off in the corner by myself and like pray and like say, "Grandpa, help me out here," like with this shit. And I believe he was probably. I mean, it felt like he was there with me. So it was awesome.
So he was pretty well known for acting in that theater, right?
He was very well known in this area. He was like a local celebrity. He was he was adored by the entire community. His funeral had like thousands of people.
I know you mentioned there was a family and friends, I guess, opportunity for them to come see the play. Was there like a lot of people that maybe knew your grandfather and then got to see you and they're like, wow, like.
Yeah, there were. A lot of people, when they found out that I was his grandson, they were like very, very ecstatic about it.
Yeah.
Like there's a lady that works at the theater. She like was like giving me a hug and shit and was like all emotional about it because she loved my grandpa so much. And then my aunt was my grandpa's daughter. She went to see me, and then my uncle Wally's my grandpa's son's wife came to see me because my uncle Wally had passed away, but she came to see it. My aunt Lisa and my cousin Courtney, some guys from my Freemason lodge came to see it. A lady who I know that works at the pharmacy came to see me. It was pretty cool. It was a cool experience, and everybody all said, "Man, you did a great job."
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. It's cool to kind of step outside the realm of what you're comfortable with and see how you kind of react in that situation, right?
Yeah, another reason I did it is because, I've done like a few little bit parts and cameos in movies and TV shows, and I get residuals from SAG-AFTRA, and I was thinking like, man, I'm not like a real actor. I don't even deserve to get this shit. So in order for me to feel like I deserved it, I was like, I need to do a stage play. That way I can be a real fucking actor.
Yeah.
So that's why I did it.
So did you kind of seek them out, or was it kind of like a timing thing? Did they find you? How did that first initial?
I went to an audition. I auditioned for Misery about a year and a half ago, and then the lady who was the director of that, she said she had sent me an email. She was like, "Listen, I am so sorry that I had already cast. There was only two male roles in that play." She's like, I had already, because I went the second day audition. She was like, I'm sorry that I wasn't able to cast you in this, but I really enjoyed your audition. Please, 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 please come back and audition again for something else. I was like, okay. So a year and a half goes by. I was looking at the auditions, didn't really see anything that piqued my interest, and then I saw this play called Death Trap. I was like, Death Trap? That sounds like something. Death Trap, Death Match. That sounds
Mhm.
like something I might be interested in. Then I went and auditioned for it, and I killed it, and I got the part. And then, lo and behold, the subject matter isn't exactly something that I was comfortable with, but it was fun though. I mean, I really enjoyed performing.
That's awesome. Can you see yourself pursuing acting full time now, or is now that you've had a taste of it?
Yeah, I mean, I could totally see myself telling wrestling promoters to go fuck themselves and then just do acting for the rest of my life and do music.
Probably make a lot more money, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's for goddamn sure.
Let's talk about your recent episode. I don't know what you can shed more details on this, but it was an episode that aired in Japan recently that was filmed many years ago. Let's talk about that. Let me go ahead and bring up a little screenshot. There we go. There's One Man Kru over there in Japan doing his thing.
Yeah, I was in Japan for a tour for Kaientai Dojo, which is Taka Michinoku at the time, his wrestling promotion. And I was meeting Seiyozawa at Hachiko in Shibuya to give him money for a T-shirt design. And then I seen this camera crew out there, and I had asked them what they were filming, and they told me. And then I said, "Well, I think you guys might think my story is interesting." And then I told them, and they're like, "Yeah, we'd like to shoot an episode." They were like, Let's make an episode." And they got my contact information. They're like, we'll contact you when we're ready to shoot. I was like, okay. So then they contacted me, I met them, and we shot that episode. And then it was in the can for like 7 years, man. And
Jeez.
I asked them, I said, why did you wait so long? And they were like, well, we were waiting for you to have something to promote, so then we could, like, as far as your music goes, so that we could promote your project. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense, because they had seen that I just put out that new album in January, featuring all those big name artists, and
Mhm.
garnering over 100,000 streams in a week on Spotify. And then they were like, okay, I think it's time to put this episode out and promote this guy's album. Plus, the pandemic had some shit to do with it. So it was like they had pretty much forgotten about it. And then once my profile was raised a little bit, like from stuff I was doing, then they were like, oh, yeah, that's right. We got this episode with this guy. Let's go ahead and put it out. And they did. They put me over big time, man. They plugged my album. They plugged wrestling that I'm doing and everything. It was cool.
Yeah, it's probably one of those things also, like you weren't living over there anymore, so they kind of, I don't want to say forgot about you, but it kind of just went to the wayside. And then when they're like, hey, this might be the perfect opportunity to cash in on this and let's release it now. So that's pretty dope. And I'm sure the Japanese culture is a lot more supportive than, let's say, the American culture, I guess, as far as when things like that come out, like, especially, the time you spent over there, they're, willing to support you. So it's pretty dope.
Yeah, I've been on TV like 5 fucking times in the past 2 months. It's been weird.
Yeah, you were on the news recently, right, for the Death Trap promotion, right?
I was on the news for that. They ran a Jerry Springer episode that I was on. They aired that Japanese show, and then I was on fucking those 2 SVN live streams.
Let's talk about the Jerry Springer episode. What happened? How did that come about?
That came about because I had these 2 girls that I was training to be wrestlers, and I wanted to get them some TV exposure to kind of make them a little bit of a name, so that then when me and my friend would book them on a show my friend was running, it would people would recognize them from TV and want to come and see them, and then also to get myself on TV. So I called the show, I gave them the idea for the segment, and they liked it, so they flew us up and we did that.
Yeah, I know that they love. I'm sure they loved working with pro wrestlers, because there's a lot of local ones in my area that I know that were also on Jerry Springer and had their own episodes. So it's like, yeah, because you guys know how to work, you know what I mean, and know how to do things and really, get it going. Versus, I guess, some just normal person that doesn't have that type of background that might have to go and do a crazy segment.
Yeah, there's a lot of like actors and shit that went on there too, like wannabe actors and fucking not known actors that went on there that they just wanted to be on TV or get their face out there, so they would book them because Jerry Springer was a work.
Yeah,
I mean, I can say that now because the show's not in existence anymore.
Yeah,
but I had to sign an NDA.
What was it for so much time after that event?
Well,
happened?
I don't think it matters now who's going to come after me. I mean, it's been so many fucking years.
No, I'm saying, like, initially, like when you signed, is it like, hey, you can't talk about this for a year, or how? Or
I honestly don't remember, man, because it was so long ago. Yeah, it was so long ago. I was just like, all right, man, I won't say it's a work. I mean, at that time, I was kayfabe anyway with the wrestling business, so I was like, no big deal. But everybody knows Jerry Springer was a work nowadays, man.
Yeah. It got really watered down, especially as it kept going years and years. It was like, how does anybody watch this anymore?
I had called them to get some friends of mine booked once, and they were like, we don't do shows like that anymore, and we try to book like, we don't like book toothless crackhead hillbilly motherfuckers and dwarfs and fucking wrestlers and shit. Like, we only book like good looking young people now. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
they toned their shit down because like people were complaining about it, I guess, or they had signed a deal with a new fucking network or something. Like, I don't know what it was, but they just didn't do that type of crash TV shit anymore.
Yeah. Let's you mentioned it. Let's talk about your latest album. What's the concept and inspiration behind it?
The one I already released or the one I'm working on?
Either one. Let's talk about the one you recently released.
Give me a minute. Get some water here.
Okay.
I don't drink tap water. I order the real shit.
Hell yeah.
I don't want to be a genetically modified goblin.
Yeah, might be some of that Flint, Michigan water.
Nah, ain't none of that shit.
Yeah.
But no, we have an oil refinery and a fucking chemical plant near here, so I'm not fucking taking any chances.
No, definitely not.
There's a lot of developmentally challenged people around here, I'll put it that way. A lot of cancer patients.
That's terrible. Yeah, it's unfortunate, especially in towns like that where you're susceptible to those types of factories and shit like that. Who knows how they dispose of their waste and whatever they do, and it's just like then you see the community's got 3 arms and 5 legs, and like you said, everybody's got cancer and
there's a goddamn river right next to the fucking plants.
I'm sure that has a lot to do with it too, dumping all their shit in there.
Yeah. All these water bodies are all connected underground. So,
Yeah.
but anyways, what was the question again? I
So
apologize.
your recent album that you just put out, and then you can
Oh, okay.
talk
Yeah.
about
So
the new one you're working on after that.
the new album that's out, it came out in January. It's not exactly new anymore because it's been like 10 months, but it's is a conceptual album. It's called Overthrowing the Underground, and it was just me stepping out of the Juggalo box, the Juggalo bubble. Like I didn't want to be pigeonholed in that shit. Like I'm not a Juggalo rapper. I never was. The only reason I got associated with the Juggalo shit was because I produced music for ICP. Before that, Juggalos didn't even know who the fuck I was.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so to step out of that, I decided to commit career suicide in the Juggalo world by dissing Violent J all throughout the album, whether it was in skits or in songs or having features that this motherfucker would never have on his shit. Like I just kind of focused all my energy. Like I was a very vengeful and spiteful motherfucker, like on this last album. And it turned out to be a masterpiece. Like it was definitely the best work I've ever done. And then the one before that, the group album I did, Keep Us on the Crypt, the Astronomic Dr. Chronic, that was the best work I had ever done up to that point. So seems like every project I do is like better than the last. So the next one I'm working on is called To Live and Die by the Gun. It is also a conceptual album. It's a story about revenge. It's a story about it's like some gangster ass shit.
Are you
Like
gonna
it
have
is
any features on there?
no, it's
Okay.
just gonna be me by myself throughout the whole album. I'm gonna show motherfuckers like who I am, what I do. Like they are gonna see like who One Man Kru is as an artist and a producer on this shit. Like, oh, well, he's not dependent on these features to fucking get listeners. He's not putting his homies on every goddamn song. He's not it's just gonna be straight up raw old school style gangster rap, but it's gonna have like modern style beats and a little bit of old school flavor.
Do you have any expectations on when that will come out?
I don't because I'm taking my time on it. I've only got 4 songs done for it,
Okay.
but the 4 songs I do have are fucking epic. One of
Nice.
the songs I already released as my entrance music in 7. And then I put out one of the other songs I put in a highlight reel of my wrestling shit.
Mm-hmm.
So
Was
people
that
can actually check that song out early by watching that highlight reel.
that like for the highlight reel with Masada?
No, that
Oh,
was a
okay.
song that was done by Jimmy Bauer of I
Mm-hmm.
Hate God and Down, and formerly a member of Crowbar. My brother had dragged me out to a lot of I Hate God shows and Crowbar shows, and I had met Jimmy Bauer several times and hung out with him. And then I had approached him to make a track with me. I'd asked Jimmy Bauer to make this track for me for a song that I was working on, and then I put the lyrics to the song, and I didn't like the way it turned out, so I never released the song. But I had that track, so I decided to, since Masad is a big fan of I Hate God, to use that track in our highlight reel, and he loved it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I liked it too. I thought when you put that highlight reel out, I was like, damn, that fucking beat or song behind there is fucking pretty dope. Will there be any type of like rock influence or anything like that, sort of say into this album? No.
No, nope, none. No,
Will you be doing any like music videos for it?
yes, I will
Okay.
be. I did not do any music videos for my last album because most of the songs had features on them. And let's face it, like I'm not gonna get any of those motherfuckers to make a music video with me. Like
Yeah, that's
not,
a whole bunch of extra money. Yeah.
yeah. So, and there were a couple songs that I could have made music videos for, but they were like the wrong kind of songs to make music videos for. So I just didn't make any videos. I should have, but I didn't. And I didn't
So
want
you're
to
all
do the
good.
I didn't want to do the cheap way and do AI videos and shit like that. Like it just,
Is that a thing?
yeah, people make AI music videos all the time. I'm old school, man. Like I'm a real artist. So I'm not gonna do that. Like I direct my own music videos and edit them and everything.
Yeah, I'll say AI has been pissing me off lately with all like the shit they've been doing. I'm sure you've seen it, like the wrestling stuff. You'll see like Bob Marley walk into the ring and Tupac. It's like, what is all this bullshit? And it's getting so good that at some point we're not going to be able to tell the difference in what the fuck's real and what's fucking AI, you know?
Bro, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of all this AI garbage in my fucking feed all the time, dude. It is pissing me off too.
Yeah. Art as well. Like people try to do AI art and then either make money off of it or try to claim it as their own personal art, which is kind of weird too.
Yeah. Yeah, it is weird.
So you mentioned that you were producing an album for another artist. Can you tell us about that collaboration?
Yes, I'm producing my friend's solo album. His name's Drunk Zambini. He's the other member in our group, Keepers of the Crypt, like where I got my start 20 years ago, 20 plus years ago. And he has never had his own solo album, so I've been producing that. It's like, I would say three-fourths of the way done. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to get his album finished and work on my shit simultaneously, slowly. Like I'm taking my time on my shit, but I'm working at a pace on my own personal project to where he'll have his shit done by the time I'm even thinking about putting mine out. Because I
Yeah.
had just put one out, so it's his turn to put his out, and then we're gonna put my next solo out, and then me and him are gonna do another group album after that.
Hell yeah. Is he local to you or
Yes, yeah, he lives in the next town over from me.
nice? And you said you've known him for a long time.
Yes, I've known him for 21 years now.
Nice.
21 and a half years.
Goes quick, right?
It does. Yeah, it sure does.
How do you balance your identities as a wrestler, actor, musician, and still keep it all authentic?
I try not to put all my I try not to spread myself too thin, man. I just focus on one thing at a time. Like I try not to put my all my eggs in one basket either. Like I try to leave myself open to other things to do also. That so sometimes I do kind of accidentally spread myself too thin where I'm focusing on too many things at once. But I've got it kind of compartmentalized now to where, okay, I'm going to take a break from this to do this. And then when that's done, I'm going to focus on this and then that and this and that. But with wrestling, right now, I'm not doing a lot of bookings. Like I'm only doing select bookings. Like if motherfuckers want to pay me and push me and at least meet me halfway, I'll work for them. If not, I don't give a fuck. I got other shit. I got bigger fish to fry. I've got bills to pay. I've got all kind of other shit in my life. I do not need wrestling. Like I love wrestling. I want to be in the business still. I want to be able to tell stories in the ring, but I do not need wrestling anymore. Like wrestling is not the thing keeping me fucking relevant.
Yeah. You do it because you love it.
Yeah, I do it because I enjoy it, and I really love interacting with the fans at the shows and stuff like that. It makes me feel good that I can go and put smiles on faces or piss people off and make them want to see me get my ass kicked, and then they're happy when I do get my ass kicked. Like either way, whether I'm a baby face or a heel, the job is to put smiles on faces, and I
Yeah.
love doing that.
What message do you hope people take from your journey, especially after the ups and downs you faced?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Yeah, my bad. What message do you hope people take from your journey, especially after all the ups and downs you faced?
It doesn't matter what anybody says to you or about you. All that matters is if you believe in yourself or not. If you believe that you can do something, you can do it. put your fucking time and your love and your energy into it and do it. If it's truly your passion, if it's something you love to do and you think that you want to go through with it, just do it. Don't fucking worry about what anybody else thinks. Cause I'll tell you what, dude, like I've had so many haters all my life telling me I ain't shit and I'll never do this and I'll never do that. Like my own fucking family and friends. But I've proved them all wrong 100 times over, 1,000 times over. And I made something of myself to where I can look back on what I've done and be like, damn, I can't believe I did all that shit. It's about peace of mind. It's about your own growth and development. Like, and not looking back and be like, man, I could have done this, I could have done that. Don't have any regrets in life. Like, don't look back when you're old and be like, fuck, I wasted all that time. I could have been doing this and I could have been doing that. Just do it, man. It's never too late. Just do your fucking thing that makes you happy and don't worry about what anybody else thinks. As long as it's not hurting anybody else, as long as it's not taken away from somebody else, do it.
Yeah, I think that's great advice, especially for somebody who's on that fence of whether they should go all in on themselves or bet on themselves or whatever. Do it, because, like you said, that regret that you'll have at the end of the day is way worse than actually doing the thing that you love or that you like or whatever it is.
Bro, if you are not willing to bet on yourself, who's gonna bet on you? You know
True.
what I'm saying? Like
It's true.
That's the way I've always looked at it.
Yeah. No one has your best interest but you.
Yeah, and sometimes when you bet on yourself, sometimes it's a you made the wrong bet. That's life. That happens. But you have to fucking have the guts to bet on yourself if you want to be successful at anything.
Yeah. And I think to just parlay off that, like even if you do bet on yourself and it doesn't work out, it's what you do next. It's how you pick yourself up. It's how you respond to that, you know? So,
and also you can look back and be, hey, you can be like, hey, I might not have fucking made it at that, but I tried.
Yeah.
I gave everything I had to that. And I don't ever have to wonder what I could have done because I know now.
Yeah. So finally, One Man Kru, is this really the last chapter for One Man Kru in the ring? How do you want to be remembered?
I just want to be remembered as a guy who fucking was real and raw and told it like it is and didn't give a fuck what anybody thinks. And just did what he wanted to do, created the art he wanted to create. And I believe that one day, maybe it's when I'm gone, people will look at my body of work, they'll look at my art and be like, you know what, this guy really was fucking talented. It's a shame that nobody appreciated him enough.
I know you mentioned like the Andy Kaufman type of scenario, right?
Dude, that's something that people were telling me. They're like, man, you're like a modern day Andy Kaufman. I've heard that probably like 20 times from different people.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild, man. I mean, it's an honor to hear that. Andy Kaufman was a really good entertainer.
Yeah.
And he, it is kind of similar. I'm an artist, a recording artist and a musician, and I did a little acting work shit. And then I, came out of nowhere in the deathmatch shit and was talking all this shit and getting people riled up and making them want to see me get killed, and then they were paying to see it. So yeah, it's very similar to Andy Kaufman in a lot of aspects. And I even had my own version of Tony Clifton. If you look at the Masked Wrestler promos and shit that I did.
Okay, we're letting the cat out of the bag.
Yeah, like everybody knows it's me, dude. It's obvious.
Yeah,
but I mean, I have kayfabed that shit for fucking I don't know how many years now. But
we're getting the scoop here in the bingo hall.
Dude, there was a guy that he legitimately believed the Master Wrestler was a different person, and I had fucking called him. I don't know if you know who Mr. Fitness Slim Trimmins is. He's a good friend of mine. He's an independent wrestler. He does a fitness guru gimmick, an out of shape fitness guru gimmick. Well, he and I about 10 years ago. We were doing a show in Indianapolis, and the promoter had flew me up from Alabama. Like, I came home to visit my family from Japan. Then I did a tour in Mexico, and then I went up to Indianapolis before I went back to Japan. And like, this guy, like, I had cut this promo on because he had asked me. His name's Josh, the masked wrestler. He had asked me to cut a promo on him as the masked wrestler, right? Because he thinks it's funny as fuck. So I was like, all right. So I cut a promo on him as the masked wrestler. Well, one of his fans saw it and was like talking all this shit, like, about the masked wrestler. So, and he knew who I am, but he didn't know I was the masked wrestler, right?
Yeah.
So we were fucking with him, dude. Like, when we were in Indianapolis, he's like, dude, his name's G.I. Sanders, right? He thinks he's like a wrestling manager or whatever. He's just like some like developmentally challenged guy that like a wrestling promoter was nice to and like humored him and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And we called this motherfucker, and I was in the van on the way to the show, and I was talking to him on the phone as the master wrestler. I was like, I'm gonna kill Slim Trimmins, I'm gonna kill so and so, and I'm gonna kill you. And like, I was just going off, right?
Yeah.
And then me and Josh Slim Trimmins, we made this video in a hotel room where he's like naked, and I had a belt, and I was like, fucking beating him with the belt. Like, I'm gonna kill this son of a bitch and all this stuff, and like, I said I was gonna rim and all this shit, and then I was like choking him with the belt and shit, and then I was like, yeah, Sanders, you all gonna die. Like, and then like I posted that shit. This motherfucker wigged out. He like punched a hole in his wall at his house. His wife hit me up. She was like, it's time to tell him it's really you. And I'm like, no, no, let's ride this thing out. Let's see how far this shit goes. So then I cut a promo on him as the master wrestler, and I was like, I'll give you $1,000. That like $1,000 cash. I'll give you 1,000 big ones if you want to fight. If you could whoop my ass. I said, I'll be down there at the Allen County Sheriff's Office, 9 o'clock a.m. I'll be the first son bitch that walks out of that building. If you think you could whoop my ass, I'll give you this 1,000 big ones. like I was setting his ass up to go fucking attack a cop or something at the fucking sheriff's office. Well, he didn't
You-
fall for it. He called the sheriff and told them about it, and they were like, well, there's nothing we can do about that.
Jeez. Yeah. So he was getting really upset about it, huh?
Oh, dude, he was going ape shit over it. So we ended up having to tell him. Like, at first, I made him an apology video as the master wrestler. Like I was getting down on my knees. I'm so sorry that I caused you so much strife, or whatever the fuck I said. And then finally, years later, I finally admitted to him, dude, I was the master wrestler. I'm sorry, we were just fucking with you, bro.
Ah!
Like I had seen him out in public like recently, like within the past few years, and I had told the truth. I was like, dude, I was the mass wrestler. I'm so sorry, dude.
What was his reaction?
He had a look on his face like, yeah, I knew it was you. I knew you was fucking with me, like something like that. Like, because
No, you didn't. No, you
he's
didn't.
kind of a hill jack motherfucker too. So, but yeah, he had a really serious ass look on his face. He was like, he was like, no, I know you guys are just playing, just joking around, but I don't know if you realize what you put me through. It's like, what the fuck? What I put you through, bro?
Dude was putting holes in the walls.
Yeah,
He's like, I had to repair that hole, and you didn't even know about it.
yeah, because his wife had passed away, and she was a big fan of mine, and she had the local fucking bar she worked at name a goddamn sandwich after me. Because I used to, yeah, it was like she was a huge fan of mine. So she was like, when are you going to tell him? I was like, I'm never going to tell him. She's like, well, you need to tell him because he's making my life a living hell.
He's probably plotting on you, trying to figure out how to get to you and stuff. Like, she's
Oh,
probably
yeah.
hearing
She
these shit.
said he was wanting to kill the mass wrestler, like literally go out and fucking shoot the
Mhm.
mass wrestler. I was like, well, then goddamn, I'm never going to tell him.
I'm sure. I guess he wasn't ordering that sandwich anytime when he went there.
Well, he didn't know it was me.
uh,
He thought the mass wrestler was completely another person. And in fact, to protect that, I used to say as a master, I'm gonna kill One Man Kru. I'm gonna kill Mr. Fitness. I'm gonna like. I would talk about myself in the third
Yeah.
person
Yeah.
as another entity, right? So this motherfucker really
Yeah. So he's
bought
really
it.
buying into it. Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody that goes and looks up those mass wrestler videos, they're gonna get a kick out of it.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. And you guys got the scoop here. He is one and the same as One Man Kru. So, but so as always, One Man Kru, where can the people find you? Anything you want to plug? Anything you got coming up? Let the people know.
I'm on social media. Um, Subscribe to my YouTube channel because I got a lot of cool content on there, and I'm always putting out new stuff. I may put out more stuff in the future than I usually do, but I just want to stress that if you haven't listened to Overthrowing the Underground, the album I put out in January, excuse me, even if you're not a fan of rap music, I promise you, if you listen to this album, you will become a fan because just the skits alone are worth fucking listening to. I mean, this shit is entertaining as fuck. It ain't like normal music. It's like listening to a movie, like a musical. Like there's
Yeah.
shit going on in between the songs that if you skip a song or you don't listen to the whole thing, you're gonna miss the whole fucking thing. And it tells a story and it's worth listening to. And it's hard to get people to listen to albums nowadays because people have such a fucking short attention span. But if you listen to this album, you will be fucking entertained. I promise you, you'll be a fan.
And that's on YouTube and
Overthrowing.
Spotify.
It's on all the major digital platforms. It's One Man Kru, KRU, Overthrowing the Underground. It features Snoop Dogg, Too Short, Juicy J, The Game, Project Pat, Crazy Bone, Twista, MC8, Exhibit, D12. It's got a lot of legends on it.
Oh yeah.
And the
Yeah.
features aren't even the fucking what makes it dope. I just throw that out there as bait to get people to listen to it.
Yeah, I definitely have to check that out. Anybody who hasn't listened to it, check it out. And like you said, it's on all major platforms out there. Of course, that's your handle there. Is there anything else you got coming up besides the new album you guys are working on?
I'm booked at the December 12th 7 show in Illinois.
Okay.
And I'm working on a documentary. I actually stopped filming it, so it's already the filming has been pretty much wrapped on that. I just got to edit it and throw it together and put it out. I may put it out as one long film, or I may put it out in little pieces, little parts, and put it out. But the documentary features Dan the Beast Severn, Al Snow, Eugene, Shane Douglas, Rhino, Too Cold Scorpio, Buff Bagwell. Uh, it's got a lot of big name wrestlers in it. And it's about the Lineal World Championship that I had won from Corbin Robinson and had been defending it for the past few years.
And you said that's going to come out in shorts, or
I may put it out in short form content, or I may put it out as one long film. I haven't decided yet.
okay. Yeah, definitely looking forward to that too.
The working title of it is called Wrestle Gaiden. It's like, it means like wrestling side story or wrestling spinoff in Japanese.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you for stopping by the Bingo Hall and giving us an update on everything that's going on. And, as always, you're always welcome to come back when you got some, new things to bring upon us, and looking forward to the new album. And, also looking forward to that project as well about the lineal title. And yeah, man, as always, we'll see you at 7 December 12th, right?
All right, brother. Hey, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, no problem, brother. See ya.
All right, peace.